Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be telling you the best lures and rigs that you should be using out there on the Sacramento River with stripers, you guys. Majority of the stuff right here is the stuff that people usually throw on the Sacramento River. But some of the stuff is probably going to be a surprising thing to be throwing on the Sacramento River. I'm going to be showing you the rigs and lures that I carry with me each time I go fish for these stripers. The giveaway for this is going to be the mystery bag number 21, you guys. So you know what you got to do. Drop a like, drop a sub, and comment the word MTB21 to be in for the giveaway, you guys. Other than that, this is what you should be carrying on the Sacramento River for stripers. Let's start off with rigging for stripers. This is for people that want to soak bait for stripers. Usually in the early season, the water is pretty muddy and fast. So majority of the time, the people that are throwing lures are not going to be fishing until probably April. So if you want to target stripers early in March, this is going to be the setup that you probably want to do. To rig your rod to soak bait for stripers, you want to grab a barrel swivel, sinker slider, hooks, a bead, the ounce weight that is needed to soak bait, your leader line. For our demonstration purposes, this is going to be our main line right here. What you want to do first is grab your sinker slider, put it in. Next, you want to grab your bead and slide it in. After that, get your barrel swivel, tie it on the one end. Get the leader line and attach it to the other end of the barrel. At the end of the leader line, you're going to be attaching your hook. Last, you want to attach your weight onto this clip right here. This is going to be your setup for pretty much on the Sacramento River for rigging for bait for stripers. Starting from the leader line, you're going to be having your sliding sinker right here with the bead to protect the line from getting hit from the sliding sinker, and the barrel swivel that helps connect your main line to the leader line. And from your leader line, there should be the hook right here, you guys. So this is the complete full setup that you should be using on the Sacramento River for stripers if you want to soak bait for stripers. Pretty much about this rig right here is that when the bait it's on the floor right here, the fish comes by and it's supposed to pretty much like eat it and take off with it. So when it does take off with it, the sinker slides back so it doesn't feel like there's any weight on the line, so the fish doesn't end up letting go. Majority of the time it's supposed to be like that. I believe with live bait, they usually take that and run off with it, so the rod goes up acting like crazy. But in this case, if you're using bait and cut bait that's not alive or either not like a fish, the striper tends to like to nibble at the bait instead. So that's why your rod gets a lot of these little nibbly bites instead of an actual real bite and takeoff where the rod's just like swinging like crazy. Majority of the time you get this 1-2 ring and then it stops. And then back again with another 1-2 ring and it stops. Usually the striper is usually trying to pick the bait apart instead of actually trying to run off with it. So that's where you kind of have to play that game where when do I pull the rod to set the hook. On towards the lures that I use for striper. So this is the ones that I carry with me all the time each time I go lure fishing for stripers. As you can see, there's a lot of jerkbaits on there. I use jerkbaits a lot for stripers. So let's start with this right here. So this is going to be the super white fluke right here. So this one uses the jig head in the front right here. You put the jig head through and the hook pops in the back right here. This is going to be very effective and very easy to use. You just throw it and retrieve it back. So the tail acts like it's an actual fish just swimming. And this is easy to really use. No technique in this right here, so just throw it and retrieve it back. What I have here is also a popper. I only use this only when either the fish are hitting top water, but if they're not, this is one that's in my tackle box that I don't use as much as often, but it's still a very good lure for top water. All you do is just throw it out there, you twitch it once and it pops. So these are the different color spoons that I use for striper. I love throwing spoons, especially on the American River side, because the water is so much clearer on that side and striper loves spoons. First one that I usually throw is this Wobbler Spoon right here. This one is one of my favorite ones that I like to throw. This one caught me a 27-inch striper last year on the American River side. The way how this thing works is you just throw it out there. Usually it's attached to another barrel swivel right here. So instead of attaching this thing onto the main line, it attaches onto a barrel swivel so it doesn't end up twisting your line on the reel. Got one. What do we get? What do we get? We got a dink on the spoon, you guys. Oh shit. Yeah, this guy's dead. God damn, how the heck? Whoa! Dink on the spoon, you guys. Well, this is brand new to me. I just recently bought this right here, so this is another version of the Clio spoons out there. So this is gonna be white. I can't wait to throw this one out. So this is what I carry on with me when I fish stripers on the AR side, but it can pretty much be used on the Sacramento River also. When it comes to jerkbaits, there's only two colors that I really trust and really use. And the two colors are either the char color here or white. So those are the only two colors that I like to throw out there, because usually if they're not hitting on that char color, then they're pretty much going to be hitting on that pearl white right here. As you can see, I like to throw the Rerange 130. Majority of the people out there usually throw the dual Realist 130. So I also have one of those right here too. So this is going to be the dual Realist 130 right here. So it looks almost the same. This is the side-by-side comparison of the two jerkbaits. You cannot go wrong with any of them. From throwing these two so much, I've learned that the difference between these two is that one's a little bit smoother than the other, and the other one casts farther, a little bit farther than the other one. The dual Realist 130 jerkbait right here, the thing that I noticed from throwing it and the Rerange is that the dual Realist, when you twist the jerkbait back, it's very smooth in the water. It feels like there's no resistance against it. Sometimes it really surprises me sometimes that when I get hooked up, it's like a surprise to me because I'm not feeling no resistance. And the moment I feel a resistance, I'm hooked up, hopefully on a fish instead of a rock. The difference between this Rerange right here is that it has an internal ball that moves back and forth. The moment you throw it and you launch it, it makes a cracking sound when it goes out. So you can really feel that it actually went out far. When this one's jerking and twitching back, it feels a little bit more resistance in the water. When the fish actually hits it, there's not really much of a surprise to me because I'm already feeling the resistance a little bit of the lure. So when the fish actually takes it, it's just like an extra added resistance to the lure. So I know that I have a fish on. Yep. Finally, it put me on one right now. It looked like a small one though. If you're probably wondering what these two lures are right here, these are my test lures. I bought these off of Temu, but I did switch out the O-rings and the hooks out for these. Surprisingly, for $3, they actually suspend. You might remember this lure here. This is the one that caught me that 40-inch striper from last year. So this is going to be the River to Sea glide bait right here. I bought this one a long time ago right here. Glide baits are very effective in shallow water. The other glide bait that I also use, which is called the Sneaky Pete. It swims exactly how injured fishes swim. And the cool part about this lure here is that these hooks on the bottom, they turn. So it's more freely for the fish to be actually not messing up your hooks compared to the other ones that are like pretty much locked in. So this part here doesn't turn. How you work this lure here is that you throw it out there and then you twitch it, it swims one way, you twitch it again, it swims back the other way, and then if you just regularly retrieve it, it just swims like that, pretty much like a fish. So that's how you work it. This one requires a little bit more advanced skill to actually fish this thing because you have to be very patient with this because it's not like a jerkbait where you just move it back quick and it keeps on going. You have to kind of play with it where it goes left, right, and left, but you have to slowly retrieve it also. So you don't want to speed burn this thing left, right, left. It's more like you jerk it, it twitches, jerk it again, it twitches. So it's kind of like a dying fish trying to get away. Next is my Lipless Crankbaits. I love throwing this because it doesn't require a lot of skill. I like these two colors a lot, especially this white body, red head. This is the one by Rattle Trap. This is pretty old. This is like about 15 to 20 years old. Oh, we got hit. Oh, the bass in the area. All right. This one's a really old bait. I mean, check it out, you guys. Rapala Cracking Wrap 08. I mean, this is a lure from back in 2008. I mean, I found this thing in my other tackle box that I just never used anymore. I love this one a lot because this part right here, it emits a sound that drives the striper crazy. So let's just see if we can hear it. So they call this the cotton Cordell. This is going to be the Topwater pencil popper. So what this one is pretty much a Topwater lure that when you work it, they call it a walk the dog. When you walk the dog, the top of the head goes left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, like that. So it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. This is not for a beginning person that wants to do Topwater, but it's the cheapest one that you can actually go out there and get. They sell this one at Walmart. This one I like a lot because it actually works exactly like how a Topwater should work like. But the only thing is that this one, it requires you to do a lot of technique. This is an interesting one right here, you guys. I don't see a lot of people throw this out there as much. They call this the Prop Walker 130 by Ima. This is a 2-in-1 lure. It's the same as the Cotton Cordell. If you're not advanced at walking the dog yet on the top, you can pop these on the side open. It's a 2-in-1 bait, so this is why I like this one a lot. So in case if you don't want to walk the dog, pop these open and it turns to like a whopper popper type lure. This is a soft plastic swim bait that I like to throw out there. In case that they're not attracted to jerk baits, this is what I like to throw out there. I carry these two lures with me because sometimes the bite is all the way in the middle of the river and sometimes boils all the way in the middle of the river. And you need something heavy to reach out there. So this is one of the options that you could throw out there. These are the kind of like a metal jigging spoon. So you launch it out there, but just make sure your rod can actually handle these because these are about 2-ounce weights. So they're pretty much metal and they just sink. So pretty much when you throw it out there, you kind of have to reel it back a little bit fast because they sink pretty fast. Oh, something smacking them right there. What? I don't know. Don't look like it. Feel like snagged onto something. No, snagged onto something. No, nope, nope. Got a fish. Got a fish. Got one. Look at that. Woohoo! Right there, baby. First time on the spoon. This one right here is gonna be a shocker to you guys because they call this the Zuri Monster Shot. This one right here I use for the same example as the one before in case the fish are in the middle and they're boiling. This is the only time when I actually throw this out there because it's a pretty heavy lure. It's about almost 3 ounces. If you want to get to the boils in the middle of the Sacramento River, get yourself a Zuri Monster Shot, you guys. Can't go wrong with this lure here. This lure is a very, very nice lure. This is the last thing that I think anybody ever thinks about throwing on the Sacramento River. I do not see anybody throw umbrella rigs out there. So this is like my search and destroy lure. So there's 3 of them and all of them have hooks. So this is like your mini version of an umbrella. I have this in white. The other version of this umbrella rig is the char color swim baits right here. You can fish these things as single lure. So detach and use as a single. But I love using these as an umbrella rig.
Did we get some? Yep, we sure did. Oh, hopefully we didn't lose it. All right. First one right here. All right, good karma. Good karma on the umbrella rig.
The 2 most important things that you need on the Sacramento River, you guys. Get yourself a set of pliers, you guys. Get one that is at least 6 inches long because you don't want those little mini pliers that you're working so close with the striper and the trebles. If you guys don't bring a net, at least bring yourself a fish gripper. So what this thing right here does is that if you press on this button, it opens the grip and you grip the lips. So you bring it up. So basically it gives you a extra hand when you're trying to untangle the jerkbait from the fish's lip. So after seeing what I carry inside my tackle box, what do you guys think about the lures that I carry? Let me know if there's anything else that I should be carrying inside my tackle box. I hope you guys enjoy this video right here. I'll see you guys out in the river. Till then, fish on, you guys.